And this is Ari, and Frank is over there. So there's 4 dogs and me in a tiny apartment. I love dogs.
Joseph, is this the biggest audience you've had, including the dogs?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, Otter usually comes, but he usually just comes to make sure that I'm not dying in the basement, you know. Okay. They're very excited for this. You guys gonna say hi? Did you say hi? Oh, you'll say hi. Yes. Oh, everybody. Okay. How about you go outside? Outside. Yeah. All right.
All
Time
right,
to
all right,
mute.
all right. Let's get this show on the road. For those of us recording, I'll count us down from 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Get start. Let's start with some breathing. You can start by closing your eyes, sitting up nice and tall, lengthen your spine. Let's plug the crown of our head up towards the ceiling. And then we'll take 3 centering breaths together. So let's breathe into the nose. And then breathe out through the mouth. Really notice how the air touches your lips when you breathe out. Okay, number 2, let's breathe in. Feel your chest expand and your shoulders rise. And then once again, as you breathe out, notice the air. All right, last time together, let's breathe in. And release. Nice. And then you can resume a normal breathing pattern. I want you to find something around you to act as your anchor, your home base. It could be a sound around you, or it could be a body sensation, such as where the air hits your nostrils as you breathe. It could be the hum of your fridge or vent. So I want you to come back to that. Try not to get lost in thought. So I'm going to play the singing bowl 3 times throughout the rest of the meditation. And I want you to use that as a reminder to come back to the present moment. If you're not already just focusing on something. So just continue to breathe, sit. Right in this last little bit of our meditation, I want you to not focus on anything at all. Just sit, coast on the energy we've built. All right. So let's take one last deep breath together. You can begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And then let's open up our eyes. All right, let's start with a sitting spine stretch. So let's take the right palm and place it on your left knee. And plant the left palm behind you as you twist counterclockwise. And let's turn the chin into the left shoulder. And every time you breathe out, you can twist a little bit deeper. Let's get back to center. Then we'll get the other side. So left palm on the right knee, right palm's planted behind you. See how far back you can see behind you. In my case, I can actually see into the empty house next to me. Trying to sell it, and it's a mirror image of this house, which is always interesting. All right, let's come back to center, and then we'll get a sitting side stretch. So let's reach up with the hands and arms. And then I'll start on the right side. So plant the right palm on the mat. And then keeping the sit bones planted, reach over your body, over your head with the left arm. See how far you can get those left fingertips towards the upper right hand corner of the room. And on your next out breath, let's bring that right arm back up to the top. And then let's get our other side. So left palm is planted. Right fingertips are reaching for the upper left hand corner of the room. Continue to breathe. And then we're going to bring that left arm back up. And let's bring the hands back to heart center. All right, let's get our inner thighs. Let's do the cobra pose. So let's bring the soles of the feet together in front of us. And then bring your heels as close to your soft tissue as you can, letting the knees drop down to the mat. And then lean forward. Let's keep our back straight to start. You can grab your feet or your toes if you'd like. Just bring your navel toward your heels or towards your toes, however you want to think about it. Oof. And then round out your back and reach your fingertips on the ground in front of you. Let's see if I can reach my water bottle in front of me. It's so close yet so far. All right, let's sit up, bring our knees back together, and then we'll stand up. We're gonna get our hamstrings. Ooh, my legs are tight. So find a nice wide stance, toes facing forward. Keep your legs straight and bring the arms up. Give me a nice reach up top to start. And then swan dive forward, 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 forward. And let's start by folding our arms and resting our forehead on our forearms. And just rock side to side. And notice as you hit each side, engage that hamstring. All right. And then release your arms and bring your fingertips behind you and clasp them. And you can either reach your fingertips towards the front of the room or towards your ceiling. Continue to exhale. Continue to breathe rather, don't just exhale. All right, and then let's bring the hands down to your mat. Let's plant the right palm round right in front of your face. And let's rotate the left arm up. Okay, reach towards the ceiling as you look up. Let's turn the chin up towards your ceiling as well. Signs of life in the rest of my house. Okay, let's bring the left arm down to the earth. Swap palms. So that left palm is on the mat. Then we're reaching the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Let's see if you can open up your chest and your right shoulder. And your next out breath, let's bring the right arm back down. And let's let the upper body and arms dangle. And I'm going to count to 10. We're going to slowly straighten up. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we need to bring your feet and legs together. Ooh, let's get our necks. So I'm going to grab my left wrist behind my back. And let's lean the head over to the chicken wing side. I guess it doesn't really matter what side you start on. I'm going to hit both sides equally. And just like everything else, as you breathe out, see if you can relax the head even further, get deeper into the stretch. And then let's lean our heads back, turning our chins up. And notice how the stretch comes to the front of our neck. And then roll your head forward as you look down. Same thing as before. Notice how the stretch creeps towards the back of your neck. Right. And then let's bring the head back to center. We're going to grab our right wrist behind our back. And drop the head down to the left side. And let's turn our heads forward, look down at the ground, or down at your mat. Lean our heads back as we look up. Okay, and let's bring our heads back to neutral. And then you can drop your wrist, bring your head back to center. All right, hitch. All right, let's do a standing side stretch. So let's bring our feet and legs together. Let's stand up nice and tall. And then bring the arms up. And then look through your hands momentarily. And then start on the left side. So left arm to the left side. We're going to kick out the right hip. And then just like the sitting version, we're going to reach for the upper left-hand corner of the room with the right arm. Let the stretch come all the way down your side to your hip. Turning the chin up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to bring the left arm up to the ceiling. And let's drop the right arm down. Okay, sliding the right hand down your side. We can actually think of it as reaching with both sets of fingertips. The left one is up towards the right hand corner of the room. The right one is trying to reach towards the ground. And we're feeling the stretch all the way down the left side of our body. Nice, nice. Let's bring the right arm back up to the top. And then we're going to bring our hands back to heart center. And then we'll come back to the lower half of our body. Let's do the split leg hamstring stretch. I'm going to start with my left leg out in front. Heels are in line. Let's keep that front leg straight. Let's bring the arms back up top. And we're going to swan dive over the straight left leg. And then using your hands, whether that's on the ground, or it's on your shin. Play with the distance that your torso comes down to the ground, getting deeper in the stretch, or not. Okay, feeling the pinch in the left hamstring, continue loosening it up, getting ready for what's to come. And to get out of it, let's bend the left knee, bring everything back up, and then switch legs. So the right leg is out in front, right toes are facing forward. Bring the arms up. And then exhale over the straight right leg. Okay, once again, using your hands, controlling the distance, controlling the stretch. Whatever you do, keep the front knee from bending. And maybe your nose is getting close to your knee. And that's your marker of how deep the stretch goes. And then on your next out breath, let's bend the front knee and come on out of it. All right. And I want to get another intense leg stretch. Let's do Malasana. So let's find a medium width stance. Toes are facing out about 45 degrees. I'm gonna start with my hands at heart center. And then breathe out, lower yourself down. Okay, let's keep the head and chest up. Don't just lean forward. See how low you can go. Maybe if you're getting low enough, you can bring the elbows into the knees, totally up to you. Even do a little left and right action. Do what feels good. Not so good, depending on your Monday. You know who you are. We're going to take one last breath together. So let's breathe in. As you begin to breathe out, you can place your hands on your legs to support yourself. And let's, ooh, God, I feel stiff as a board. That right outside is getting to me. All right, let's come to the front of the mat. We're going to start our moving option. So bring your feet and legs together. Let's stand up nice and tall. Let's do 2 practice swan dives to get the legs going. So let's bring the hands and arms up top. And then swan dive down. See how low your hands can go. Let's come up to flat back. Enjoy this little stretch here. And then round out the back, come down, and then we'll reverse swan dive for 1. It's practice number 1. Let's swan dive down. And up to flat back. And then rounding out the back for 2. Let's reverse swan dive. Okay, and then let's begin. Swan dive down for a 3rd time. Hopefully you're feeling a little more limber now. Coming up to flat back. And as you exhale here, let's plant both palms on the mat, step or jump back to plank. Let's chaturanga down to our upward dog. Let's come back to plank. Give me a push up here if you want. As we work our way to the first downward dog of the day. Okay, remember downward dog, we're pushing the floor away, fingertips are spread, driving the heels down. And then let's bicycle the legs. You can go at your own pace. So we're just altering, bending our knees, and then driving the opposite heel even further down on the mat. Okay, letting those calves get nice and happy. All right, let's straighten both legs, and then we'll
start into our crescent pose. Let's bring our feet and legs together behind us. And I'm going to start my right side, so floating the right leg up into the air. Let's swing it through and plant that right foot down to the ground. Let's bring our arms and torso up. That back heel is up and off the mat. You might feel a pinch in your left hip. All right, let's bring the hands to heart center as we transition into prayer twist. Let's point the left elbow into the right knee. Okay, hands are stacked. Right elbow is facing the ceiling. Maybe you just stare at something stationary around you. Definitely don't look at something moving. Okay, continue to breathe. That right quad is on fire probably, but that's okay. And then let's come back to crescent pose. So reach up towards the ceiling with those hands. And as you breathe out, let's bring the hands back down, plant both palms, right leg is back to plank and chaturanga down into our upward dog. Let's get the knees off the ground if you can. Back to plank, give me that push up as we come back into downward dog. And let's get the other side. So feet and legs together. Let's float the left heel, left leg into the air. And then swing it on through as we come into crescent pose on the left. Now we're stretching out that right hip, driving the right heel down to the mat. The front knee is tracking over the front ankle. Okay, let's bring the hands back to heart center as we come to prayer twist on the left. All right, let's come back to crescent pose. Give me a nice reach with those hands, those fingertips. And as you exhale, bring the torso and arms back down, come back to plank. Give me chaturanga into upward dog. Back to plank, optional push up here. Returning to downward dog. And we'll enter our warrior sequence. So feet and legs together, floating the right heel back up into the air. And swing the right leg through. And as your arms and torso come up, that back heel comes down for warrior one. Take off my hood, it's getting a little toasty. Let's go arms front and back for warrior two. Remember to check your warrior two. You want your hips to be 90 degrees from the mat. Your shoulders are right above your hips. Add the arms, turn the chin forward. And then let's dip back into reverse warrior. See how far back you can reach with the right fingertips. Don't put too much weight on that back leg with the left hand. Back to warrior two. And we're going to do the triangle pose. So reach as far forward as you can with your right fingertips. And if you can reach no further, drop the right hand or right palm down to the mat. Reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. Okay, we all know what's coming. So mentally prep. And then gently drop the left arm behind your lower back as you reach underneath your right leg with the right arm, right fingertips. See if you can make contact. If you can't, that's okay. If you need to support yourself with your hand on the ground, that version is still good. But find what works for you. We're going to hold it for another 3, 2, 1. Let's release. Right palm comes back to the ground. Left fingertips are facing up. And then we're going to pop back up into warrior two. Let's dip back into reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. Let's swing that left arm forward up for warrior one. And let's bring the back heel off the ground as you bring your torso and arms back down to the ground. Right leg comes back to plank, and we're gonna chaturanga into our upward dog. Back to plank, give me a push up if you like. Returning to down dog. And then let's copy and paste for the left side. So feet and legs together. Left heel is up in the air. And let's swing the left leg through and plant it in front of us as we come to warrior one on the left. Okay, arms front and back for warrior two. Let's dip back into reverse warrior on this side. Okay, reach with those left fingertips. Back to warrior two. And then let's lean forward. So you can't lean any further, dropping the left palm down. Right fingertips are reaching towards the ceiling. And turn the chin up towards the ceiling. Feeling that left hamstring. We love it, but we hate it. All right, let's drop the right arm behind our lower back. Left arm comes underneath the left leg. Ooh, something just cracked in my body. Okay, as every pose we hold, remember to breathe. Be mindful where you feel all the stretches, or the stretching rather. And on your next out breath, let's release the hands. The left palm is back on the ground. The right arm is reaching up towards the ceiling. And we're gonna pop back up to warrior two. Back into reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. Let's swing that right arm forward and up for warrior one. Bring everything back down, plant both palms. Left leg comes back to plank, and we're gonna chaturanga down to our upward dog. Back to plank, give me a push up here as we return to our last downward dog of the day. Okay, really push the floor away. Fingers are evenly spread. And then from here, let's step our feet slowly towards our hands as we come into chair pose. So feet and legs are together. Bring your bottom down. Arms are reaching up from the rest of our body. Just think of a straight line from your bottom through your torso, through your arms. And we're breathing. Okay, and from here, gently straighten up your body, keeping your arms where they are. Get off the heels. Okay, maybe you want to rotate towards the camera, totally up to you. And then from here, gently bring the heels back down to your mat. And let's come back to heart center, and let's do twisting chair pose on the right. And if you notice your bottom is up in the air, see if you can bend your knees, lower yourself down. All right, and let's rotate back to center, and then we're going to straighten back up as we return onto the toes, working those calves. I don't know who's texting me this early, but that's okay. Hopefully it's not an emergency. They'd probably call if it was an emergency. Anywho, continuing balancing on the toes. And then your next exhale, bring the heels down. And let's do twisting chair pose on the left. Okay, same thing on the other side as the other side. You notice your knees are straight, bend them a little more if it's comfortable for your body. And let's take one deep breath together. And as you breathe out, let's return to center, straightening back up. Okay, off the heels. Then once you find your balance, stop thinking about your feet on the ground, but think about your hands up in the air. And then let's take one deep breath here. As you exhale, return the heels down, bring the hands back to center. And then we're going to take a bathroom or water break. Halfway through, I'm going to go to the bathroom. We'll return.
Hey. Shh, shh. I will say it's not as relaxing as when it's just me and you in the basement, Arisa, but I've had more facials today than I can count. It's very mindful yoga because it's like, oh, I'm lifting my leg. Oh, there's a dog there. Oh, I'm gonna chaturanga. Oh, excuse me. But it's better than nothing, and I'm love hating it.
Oh,
Downward dogs happening then.
Good, you can tell you guys are really focused on your practice because otherwise, if you were watching this, you would have laughed your ass off the whole time so far. So
It's Doga.
it is. It's quadruple Joga. So, but it is. It's like it is what it is. It's not perfect, but I'm so glad. My hamstrings already feel better.
You're here. We're
Mhm.
here. That's the important part. All
That
right.
was muting, so you can't hear me chooching them.
Let's do table. We're gonna skip the tree pose we do after break. Okay, so let's prop ourselves up. Hands and feet are shoulder distance apart. Ooh. Okay, really push your pelvis up towards the ceiling. Dropping the head back. Letting the shoulders do what the shoulders do. Ooh. All right. And then gently come back to the ground. Don't crash. And then we're going to keep our legs where they are. We're going to come onto our backs. And then clasp your fingertips underneath your lower back and roll onto your shoulders for bridge. Okay, just like table, push your pelvis up towards the ceiling. Say hello to your glutes and your hamstrings if you haven't already today. With each out breath, push a little bit further. Maybe you're shaking a little bit. Don't let the knees bow out. And then come back to the ground. Oof. All right. And let's stretch out our glutes. I'm going to start with putting my right ankle in my left quad, make a figure four with my legs. Then grabbing and pulling in my left shin. I'm going to call out 3 breaths with each exhale. Breathe into the stretch, in this case, the right glute. So let's breathe in through the nose. And then breathe out through the mouth. Okay, next breath, let's breathe in.
And release. That right glute's starting to feel pretty happy. We're gonna do one more breath. Let's breathe in. Nice long out breath. And you can release the left leg. Let's plant the right foot down. Get the left leg into position. And then pulling in the right shin or the right hamstring, however flexible you are. And then same thing, let's do our 3 breaths. So let's breathe in through the nose and out to the mouth. Okay, let's breathe in. And release, breathing into the left glute, into the left side stretch. All right, last one. Let's really make a count here. Let's breathe in. And release. Nice. All right, let's let go of that right leg. We're gonna stay on our backs for happy baby. We're gonna bring our legs up in the air. Okay, arms on the inside parts of your legs, but then you grab the outside parts of your feet, pulling your underarm in towards, your knees in towards your underarms. And then you can either stay there if that stretch feels plenty good, or if you want, you can rock side to side and really pay attention to how your spine is getting stretched out by your mat. Ooh. Hopefully there's no weird popping sounds. Or maybe there are and you're releasing it. At any rate, continue to pull on those feet, rocking side to side for a little bit longer. All right. Then you release the feet and legs back down to the mat. We're going to stay on our back for the next one. Let's hug in the right knee. Okay. Pull, 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 enjoying that little stretch. We're going to continue on for our spines and then grabbing the outside part of the right knee. Let's pull our leg over to the left side. Right arm reaches out to the right. Okay, wringing out your spines. Releasing all the tension, all the bad juju, however you want to think about it. And just like happy baby, as you breathe out, you get deeper into the stretch. Ooh, I'm really feeling my right glute right now. Okay. Let's bring the right leg back to center, back to neutral. Then we're gonna hug in our left leg, enjoying that little stretch. Maybe as you grab your shin, you admire all your leg muscles, or rather how tight they are. And then let's pull the left knee over our body. And then the left arm is pointing out towards your left. Letting the left knee and the left hand reach for the ground. See how far you can relax into the pose. And your spine is going to thank you later. Okay, we're going to take one deep breath together. Let's breathe in. And as you release, last time, get as far into the stretch as you can. And then let's bring the left leg back over. We're going to sit up. We're going to do cat-cow next. Ooh. I'm going to roll up my mat. Because my floor is quite hard. So get on all fours. Your knees and your hands are about shoulder distance apart. You can untuck the toes, untuck the feet. And we're going to do 5 breath cycles. So let's breathe in. Bring the head and butt up. Chest is down towards the ground. And then exhale, round out the back. You can push the floor away slightly. Inhale, head up. Exhale, head down. Okay, Inhale, head up. Exhale, head down. That's 3. And for the last 2, what we can do is rotate your back in a circle, kind of like a jump rope. Think of your spine as a jump rope. You can rotate one way, go a couple circles. Okay, once one side's enough, rotate it the other way. Okay, trying something different here. You get to come in a neutral spine. Right, and then we can get off our mat. Let's unravel it. Spines are nice and happy. We're gonna do pigeon next. So come into a push-up position. And I'm gonna start by bringing my right foot behind my left palm. Dropping both knees down so my right shin is 90 degrees from the rest of my body. You can untuck the back foot. Okay, I'm just gonna begin to settle in. Feel that stretch go into many places on my right leg, right side. Ooh. See how far down you can go. And you can stay in your palms if you want, or if that's what your body feels is good for today. We're gonna hang out here for another 30 seconds or so. I've always liked this one. I've actually always liked this one and any hamstring pose. Find your happy place. We're gonna go for another about 15 seconds. Letting everything in our right side loosen up. All right, regardless of how low you got, let's plant both palms in front of you. And then reach back with your left arm. Let's pull in the left heel. Add the left quad stretch. And give me a nice last pull on the foot. And then let's release. And then bring the right leg back to plank. And let's plant the left foot behind the right wrist. Okay, knees come down. Untuck the back foot. Begin to settle in. Maybe this side is a little more tight than the other side. But regardless, we're going to hang out here for 30 seconds or so. For 10 seconds. Continue to breathe. Always have to remind myself, don't hold my breath. And then let's plant both palms in front of us. Let's come up momentarily and then reach back behind us. And I'm gonna go for the over the toe variation just for fun, but do what works best for you. Let's pull, 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 pull. Let's get that right quad loosened up. Ooh. All right, and then let's release. Ooh. And let's sit down. Let's plant our feet in front of us. We're gonna do some knee drops for our hips. Start with the right. Let's do about 10 times each side. Switch. You don't have to go at my pace, but I'll call it out if you don't want to, or if you do want to, rather. Okay, back to the right. To the left. Right. Left, that's 6. And returning to my right. Ooh. Switch again. One last set. Back to the right. Left, last time. All right, when you bring your knees up, we're gonna do more hamstring stuff. Like I said earlier, I love the hamstrings. So I'm gonna start with my left leg out in front, bringing in my right heel towards my soft tissue. Let's keep the foot flexed so the toes are facing the ceiling. I'm gonna add the arms up top and then exhaling over the straight left leg. Seeing how far you can reach. And remember, if you want to add the extra lat stretch for extra credit, take that right hand and reach the outside part of the foot. Okay, small change, huge stretch. With each out breath, get a little bit deeper, continuing to reach. Okay, remember, I love this one. Let's say hello to your left hamstring. Show it love. It does a lot for you, especially if you ride your bicycle. Okay. Now let's sit back up, let go of that left side. Okay. Let's swap legs. Bringing in the left heel. I'm gonna add the arms up top. I'm gonna exhale over my straight right leg. Okay, wherever you are in this stretch, remember to keep the back of the knee down on the mat. Okay. Continue to breathe, and as I exhale, I'm pulling myself in a little bit deeper in the stretch, a little bit lower, a little bit further, however you want to think about it. And then we can release that side. And since we did both legs individually, we're gonna do both legs together. So let's bring everything back together. I'm gonna add my block just for fun. Then for the third time, arms are up top. Exhaling over both legs. And if you're one of those people that you can grab your toes, that's starting to feel pretty good. See if you can creep down your feet toward your heels. We're gonna hold it for another 3, 2, 1. Let's release that. All right, we're gonna come up back onto our knees. We're gonna do a hip flexors. So I'm gonna start with my left leg out in front. And give me a nice 90 degrees with everything with both knees. Begin to rotate your hips forward. You should feel that pinch in the right side. If that's good enough for you, you can stay there. Really want to pull from the top and the bottom, reach the right arm up. And for you super duper people, reach over your head towards the left. Oh, goodness. And then let's lower the arm if you're one of those arm people. Let's get our other side. Swapping legs on the left knee. Right foot is planted in front of us. Okay, rotating the hip forward. Arm is overhead. And give me one last reach or one last push. Come back to neutral. Let's do a runner's lunge. You can stay in this position. So you actually creep your right foot out towards the edge of your mat. Plant your palms behind or on the ground. You should feel that in your right hamstring. You can actually just, the way I like to think of this pose is see if you can get your pelvis down towards your mat. As you lower it, your pelvis towards your mat, you should feel that in your right hamstring. If you want to get real crazy, come down to your elbows or use your palms to lower yourself down even further. Really a choose your own adventure kind of stretch. We're going to stay in this position. Another 3, 2, 1. And gently come back up. We're going to switch legs. So back on the right knee. Left foot's planted in front of you. Once again, controlling how far into the stretch you want to go. And a reminder to breathe, don't just hold your breath. Nice. All right. And then from here, let's bring the left leg back. Let's do a cobra. So come down onto the front of our body. Plant the palms right underneath the shoulders. Let's keep the elbows tucked in. And then push yourself up off the mat. Okay. I want you to bring your chin away from your chest. Feel your core stretch out in front of you. Down the front of your neck if you really look up here. And let's continue to hold. And as you continue to push and hold, notice how your belly is going to thank you. Ooh. All right. Then come back to the ground. And let's do a baby cobra. So you can just, instead of pushing away, you can just bring your chin up. Let's come back down nice and easy. Ooh. All right, let's do a child's pose. Your knees are about as wide as your mat. Let's just chill here for a moment. Think about all the good work you just did for yourself. All right. And from here, let's go into an extended child's pose. Let's bring our bottoms up into the air. Arms are reaching in front of us. And from here, I want you to take your right arm, right hand, and thread it through the hole you made with your left arm, reaching toward your left. And then let's rotate the right arm up towards the ceiling. Let's do it 3 times. So that's 1. Let's thread it on through. And then reach up towards the ceiling for 2. And then back down. Maybe press your shoulder into the ground a little bit, get some shoulder action. And then rotating your right arm up for 3. And let's return the right palm back down to the mat. And then thread the left arm through. Reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. And threading it through for a second time. Okay, back up towards the ceiling. Last time up. Threading it through here. Let's return to child's pose. Give me a nice active child's pose, pressing your forearms in towards your mat. Feeling the shoulder blades. And then relaxing. Let's get a side stretch. Take that left hand, left palm, reach out towards your left. And stack your right hand over your left. And feel that right side of your body stretch. Back to center. Let's reach the right arm out to the right. Let's stack that left palm over the left palm over the right, excuse me. Okay. Back to neutral. Let's take a deep breath in. And as you release that breath, come forward out of child's pose. Let's rotate onto our backs. And we're entering our closing sequence. You can either rest your hands or arms are at your side. Or you want to clasp them gently at your belly, whatever's comfortable. And do a body check, scan yourself from head to toe, see how you feel from when you first woke up. Hopefully a little more limber, a little more relaxed. But I'm not going to say anything for the next 90 seconds. I want you to close your eyes, do that body check. Keep your eyes closed. That was about 90 seconds. You're going to wiggle side to side. Reach your arms overhead. Point the toes on the bottom. Give me a nice morning stretch. You all know what I'm talking about. When your alarm goes off, you hit the snooze button and you're like, I need to get out of bed. So you can just wriggle side to side. And let's roll on to one side and rest your face right on your hands. We're all going to take a moment for ourselves. Okay. And then whichever arm is on top, plant that palm on the mat, on the ground or the mat. Let's push ourselves back up into cross-legged or lotus position. Turning to where we started from. Let's sit up nice and tall. Okay, crown of the head is plugged in towards the ceiling. You can close your eyes if you want. Let's do our 3 ohms or 3 audible breaths. Let's breathe in through the nose. And breathe out with some sound. Ooh.
Okay, number 2, let's breathe in through the nose. And breathe out with some sound. Oh. Last one, let's really make it count. Let's breathe into the nose. And breathe out with some sound. Oh. Let's bring our hands to heart center. You can repeat after me if you'd like. May we have clear and kind intentions. Let's bring our hands to our foreheads. May we have clear and kind thoughts. Let's bring our hands to our lips. May we have clear and kind communications. Let's return our hands to our hearts. And as always, the light in me celebrates and honors the light in you. Namaste.